Okay, so I'm going to try and go over this as quick as possible. I recorded a 40-minute video basically just telling people how awful Genshin's, celebrations are. Basically, the big issue that we have here with Genshin here is that they don't give enough stuff, right? And they don't provide any celebration. There's no, pizzazz to whatever we're doing, right? If it's anniversary, it's a login bonus. If it's Lantern Rite, we at least get an event. But still, the issue remains that it's just not a celebration, really. It's like Lantern Rite is the best they have, and Lantern Rite is kind of meh, honestly. Let's go over what a game looks like when they actually, seriously care to throw a celebration, honestly.
3 or 4 times, maybe.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Let's just look at this image really quickly. You can see right here, just thank you for your passionate support. Dual Dokkan Festival rewarding bonus. 33 anniversary tickets and 30 box space. But the big thing is, thank you for your passionate support. And then they give you in-game resources. Just by logging in, by the way. This is just logging in. So, Genshin makes you do a whole event, and, they give you pretty mid resources. Hercule Diamond statue, that's a lot of Zinni, right? That's a lot of Mora, basically. That's a lot of Mora. Platinum Turtle Shell 7 of each type. Actually, that's not bad. If you're, a new player, that's really good for you. 7 Gravity Chambers and Battle Suits. That's the 3rd anniversary, right? So you get a whole bunch of stuff. And hourglasses, that's really nice. That's a rare resources. I think I have less than 100. Yeah. And then let's look at, thank you for your passionate support. All players will get 30 Dragon Stones and tons of orbs. So, this is a little less until you realize that Dragon Stones is the currency that you use to summon. So it's 30 stones for summoning. Yeah, it's just 30 stones. That's 7 pools in Genshin, maybe less. Maybe 6 pulls in Genshin, yeah. Another thing to point out is that when Dokkan reaches first rank, achievement, we get 100 stones, which is 2 multis, and then we come down here, first place again, 30 stones again, so.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
And then they did it again. So 50 anniversary coins. All right, so you can see Kai's, that's useful, very useful. Having so many, you have 800 characters in the game, and you need to get 10 SA on every single one of them. So these Kai's, very valuable. 5 Hercule Diamond statues, 50 of the anniversary coins, which is actually really nice. And then 5 of the turtle shells. So you can see a little less generous, but then you can see this great thing right here, 30 Dragon Stones. So, yeah, I think we can assume, this is better, right? Once again, 6 fates, whole bunch of Mora, I don't know, event currency. You can use this to buy a whole bunch of resources. I don't know what resources at the time were available, so I can't really say, because this was 4 years ago now. Yeah. 6th anniversary, once again, basically giving the same sort of rewards, but better. A lot of 6s, and then we got this weird time chamber thing. That is the best training location compared to what was no training location last time. Okay, so yeah, we got the best training location in the game and 30 stones. So that's just, by the way, this is just the end of the anniversary. Every single time they end the anniversary, they're just like this. Now we get tons of thanks, and here is where it's oh wow, that's a lot of stuff, ain't it? Right. So we get a wallpaper, right? It's a nice little wallpaper. You can set it up on your background. You don't have anything like that in Genshin. They could definitely do that because Star Rail has that.
I can smell the failure.
And then we get 30 stones. Once again, 3 Kais of each type, right? 7 Hercule Diamond statues, load of Mora. Then I guess these would be XP bucks, right? If I had to equate it to something, right? And then event resources again, and then 30 summon tickets right here. So I say summon tickets. It's basically mid characters, right? But they can be useful, mainly useful for getting those final copies of characters and putting them in to rainbow the characters, and then you get coins for the rainbow character, right? It's basically that whole ordeal. At this point, since I'm a veteran player, I don't need a lot of those characters, but they could also get easy A's, which make them really strong. And they also have a lot of banner units on them nowadays, right? And then we get keys, which are to do events that are not up, but that can't really be done in Genshin or won't be done in Genshin. I don't know which one is true.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
And then once again, a wallpaper, 30 stones, 8 Kais of each type, 8 turtle shells, you know, a whole bunch of Mora, whole bunch of event currency, 30 summon tickets. Like, it's just the same every year. All right. So that's dependent, and that's like just not even including this, and then, you know, all the first ranks. That was just like the end of the anniversary, guys. So yeah, we're gonna work our way through the anniversary now. So I'm gonna choose 8th anniversary just because it's the most recent one that has fully played out, right? We are currently in the 9th anniversary, which is sort of why I'm making this video. Currently in the 9th anniversary for JP. So first thing to make this celebration feel like a celebration is that they release special significant characters during the anniversary, right? These are the current strongest characters in the game. Not like current, but at the time they were the strongest characters in the game, right? So by far, 2 strongest characters in the game. Had new mechanic that sort of wasn't a new mechanic, but it was fun. But yeah, these characters, absolutely, I still use both of them. They're great, you know. So like this makes the anniversary rememberable, other than like, oh yeah, here's some rewards. But these are actual things that stay on your account and are like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's the 5th anniversary unit, right?
Am I a joke to you?
We'll get into the 5th anniversary units later. Yeah. Okay. So this is purely, I don't think I'm going to talk about any of the stuff that you guys spend money on. We're just going to talk about the stuff that was fun. So they had new Dokkan events. It's just something fun, you know. It's not really hard. Most people, once you become like a veteran player, these aren't difficult. But I remember starting new accounts doing Dokkan events for like the anniversary characters. It's like actual hard. It's hard events, right? So it's not just like, this is hard new game content, right? But like once I'm a veteran, I'm just like autoing this basically. It's legitimately an auto. Like I do it auto. So, you know, like you grow your account and you can see your progress. So new events, mainly these are hard for new players, but not really hard for anybody else. Now, the 3 LR character summon. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this other than the fact that it's free and you legitimately get 3 LRs, which is the highest rarity in the game. Even if they're not good LRs sometimes, you still get 3 LRs that are good for collection purposes. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's so good. It's actually only beneficial. And then we have this amazing thing, which is just, you know, summon, and you can get LRs, right? You can get LRs, you can get normal, you know, like, generally I get like 1 LR in anniversary from this banner, just because they give you like hundreds of tickets, right? Like, they give you like 140-ish to 200 tickets, right, sometimes. So let me look at a couple of, this guy's good, these guys were, I mean, you can use them. You're good. You're didn't age well with the Dismal Future Red Zone. You're now like a top 5 unit in the game. Like, I can just point out like characters that could possibly become like top 5 units in the game. Like, legitimately, there are so many characters like getting ready to easy A here. Like, you could legitimately see them as top 5 units in the game. Like this guy who just got his easy A. This STR Turles can absolutely easy A soon. I could see it, man. I could see it. Beerus and Whis actually are still usable, I believe. Yeah, they are still usable. Like, you could pair them with the physical Beerus and it's actually usable. So like, you could get like one of these characters, and that's not even talking about like some of the newer banner units like Android 8 or something. Like, Android 8 is about to have some really good resurgence with the new like a difficult event that came out during the 9th year anniversary. Android 8 seems like he's going to be pretty good for the new content for the anniversary, since it seems like it starts off weak and gets strong, and you probably will be able to get his passive up. So like, you could just pull Android 8, right? He's not here, but like, there's a whole bunch of like banner units that, you know, are here but like are unfeatured, right?
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
And then they just allow you to buy a character that, you know, hasn't been around for a while. Like, you know, if it's a Dokkan Fest, I think this is a Dokkan Fest Kid Buu that just hasn't been around for multiple years, just because he's so old. People, like, it's hard to give, they don't do like reruns in Dokkan. They put old Dokkan Fest on new Dokkan Fest banner. This STR Vegito is like 4 years old, maybe. Yeah, 4 years old-ish, right? We're about to have, next worldwide, he'll be 4 years old. He's currently like 3.5 years old or something like that, right? Huh? They don't want to shove a whole bunch of Dokkan Fests on a banner because that decreases your chance at pulling the new character, right? That's how they do it. I honestly think it's pretty good. I completely forgot to do this. We were checking out other stuff. We're at this point, yeah. And then they do a little like skill orb thing. Like this is just basically giving you orbs to enhance your characters. Just like imagine if it was like talent books or something. Yeah, sure. Talent books. 30 stones. I'm gonna be real. This was the easiest. This is a tutorial. This is a tutorial on how to play the game. And it just gives you 30 stones, which we've already established is like 6 fate. Ultimate speed battle was pretty crazy. New challenge event. This was actually really fun. Like this was super fun. I had so much fun doing this because like there was like actual difficulty in some of those Shinrons, right? Like some of them were kind of pushovers, but like then some of them hit hard. Like Sin, when he came out, was actually the hardest fight in the game, right? They put out a new hardest fight in the game. And this is permanently up, by the way. Yeah, permanently available from Friday 7/7. They should probably have a year here, at least on the Dokkan Wiki they should. But basically, this was like a super fun event that they released. This event, not so much. I didn't really like having to retry constantly. But I mean, some people did like this, some people did enjoy this, so I can't really say that. So I can't really say, like, it's just my opinion that I didn't like this event, but this event, I can say that. It was so fun. It was so fun. I love, like, the Ice Shinron fight. It was fun, because it was hard, right? And then we have an Extreme Z Awakening for Physical Super Vegito and Buhan at the same time. I didn't realize that. Oh, and they're 2 separate EZAs. Guess what that means? That's 60 summons. That's 12 fate. Something. But these are old units that are now getting EZA. Now, this isn't special to like anniversary, but like it's special because it's twice at once and it's for the anniversary that is tied to like the Majin Buu Saga characters, right? Like this Majin Buu Saga lead, right, now has 2 more usable units, especially the Physical Super Vegito. People hate him just because he takes damage from supers, but this guy is invincible basically to any normals in the game. So as long as he doesn't get supered, which is like 1 time in a rotation, and it's like a 17% chance per attack, right? So as long as you don't put him in front of a load of attacks, he's actually like one of the most viable units in the game, right?
Why are you the way that you are?
You know, you can get supered on him, obviously, and usually that ends up in like death unless you have type advantage. But like this is actually one of the most viable units in the game. And he released like 3 years ago or something. Like he's super old too. Like so people might have him. He's been on loads of banners. Well, I don't know if loads of banners is right, but Buhan, yeah, this guy, yeah, people hated pulling him before. He was like regarded as one of the worst Dokkan Fests. You know what happens after his EZA? It's like, well, after you get the, well, I say Buhan, it's actually just Super Buu, but this Super Buu now has actual like good viability. Because you can either, as long as you don't turn into Gotenks, you know, this Buu actually has viability, right? Has guard and stuff. It's a whole bunch of good mechanics for Dokkan that most beginner players won't be able to understand, right? Oh yeah, and then they do a special Ultimate Clash. I should probably just, 8th Anniversary Special Edition is on. That's basically all I have to say here, right? I think we can all agree that like, oh hey, like 12 or something fights, and they're all like specially done to make the anniversary more memorable. That's crazy. Oh, sorry guys. Did you not realize that we were only on part 1?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Yeah, part 2. We got new banners out, and we're going to talk about this now. Special tickets to summon on the, actual banners for these guys and these guys for free. Absolutely free. You could not use your Dragon Stones at all on these banners and have a chance to pull their new characters. I don't think I need to say anything more. Like, it's like 5 multis or something. They give you free 5 multis. Also, 3+1. 3+1 is basically you do 3 multis, you get 1 free, which is great. Especially when they're giving you 1,000 some stones for anniversary, right? That's insane. It costs 50 stones to do a multi, if I haven't said that already. And then they basically give out a free LR and 2 free-to-play characters, which Genshin can't really do. I don't know how much I want to say that Genshin can't do that, because Genshin does do 4-star selectors. So even if, it is like a free LR, bro, it doesn't necessarily have to be a good LR, right? Because this Bobbity LR was not really that good, honestly. Just he had tech for like Super Battle Road, but like the Majin Vegeta portion, not really that good. And then we had a Hercule, which he was all right. He has a revive, I think. Yeah, you just don't use that Hercule, but like still, they at least gave us free-to-play units. Like, Genshin doesn't do anything. They don't give us a free weapon. free weapon has to be the easiest way for them to do that, right? Just give us a free weapon for Lantern Rite, and, you know, like, I don't know, maybe a free 5-star weapon or something. It doesn't even have to be like actually like a 5-star. Just slap the 5-star rarity on it. With Dokkan, they can't just slap the LR. They have to make two different like special attack animations. They have to animate the card art. Like, it's actually hard for them to sit here and make a free-to-play LR. Whereas Genshin, all they have to do is make a 4-star sword and then slap a 5-star on it, right? Nobody's gonna care. Just call it a 5-star sword or something and give it to us, right? Like, it's not that hard. You could make it bad, but at least it's a 5-star sword, bro. And then they also gave us 2 support memories, which buffs characters, which is not really something I can relate to Genshin whatsoever, but they still gave us another story and then gave us support memories that came out freshly during the event, during the anniversary. There's no way I can relate this to Genshin, but I just have to say that this was a great event. Everybody loved it, and nobody hates it. Like, it's impossible to find a single Dokkan player that said this event was trash. Because this was a great event that allowed us to raise our character's power, and legitimately, like, it was so great. So great.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Infinite Dragon Ball History, I like these. I like doing them, but, you know, they're pretty easy, even though, still. And then we had Blue Kaioken, which, personally, I did not like him. He sort of seemed a little not tanky enough for me, honestly. I had him at 69%, right? He's not enough tank. But he was able to spit out probably, and still is able to spit out the strongest attacks in the game. And he's an easy A character. And I believe he came out in like 2020 or 2019, something like that. So, yeah. Or maybe 2021. Yeah, probably 2021. Yeah. I think that's basically what I have to say. Like, he easy A'd, and he somehow ended up, you know, strongest attacks in the game. And then also the Spirit Bomb Goku easy A. He was actually pretty good. Still don't use him though. These 2 easy A's were kind of iffy for me, but they're both pretty good considering, you know, they're characters that this guy you could legitimately have pulled like so many times because he's on basically every banner as an unfeatured SSR. He's an LR, right? You know, not all LRs are unfeatured SSRs, but basically it is what that is. So yeah, Spirit Bomb Goku, you could have pulled. There's like a good chance you have him if you've played for a long time. So yeah, I mean, as simple as like he's good. Like, he's really good. Yeah, they did this special thing where they had like anime, you know, songs in the game, right? And you can't really do that for Genshin, but like they still like could have. This is just a nice thing that they did for Genshin, for Dokkan, right? Like, Genshin just doesn't do this stuff, right? They just don't do this stuff. The final stage and new missions for this stuff, you know, like just a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, and then the Easy A, the free-to-play characters, right? It's still meh. But final stage for this guy, strongest event in the game at that point. And something that I need to say, oh yeah, burst mode. I think I completely forgot about this. Burst mode, one of the funnest things in Dokkan. It's actually a literal customize your own difficulty. This is exactly the events that we love in Genshin, but just in Dokkan. So they literally do that constantly in Dokkan. Like, it's actually like every single celebration has a burst mode. I'm not joking to you. If you like Genshin's custom difficulty events, then you will like burst mode in Dokkan because it comes around every single celebration. I literally could boot up Dokkan on my phone right now and do an Omega Shinron burst mode. And there's a reason why there's a burst mode for these guys. We'll get into that in a minute. Well, actually, there's right there. But we do have Chain Battle. A lot of people hate this game mode, and guess what they did? They stopped doing it. Chain Battle is now over. Chain Battle is actually... Enough people did not like Chain Battle for them to actually stop the game mode and stop releasing it. So, you know, it gives you a load of good stuff. Like, it's a whole bunch of Dragon Stones, a whole bunch of good equips, right? And then, like, we once again have the greatest, like...
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I don't know how hype I can explain this to you, but these Easy A's are still like, it's hard for me to like explain this in literally any terms that any Genshin player. Just these guys easy 8 and they are OP still. They have guaranteed dodge their first turn, which means they take no damage unless the boss cancels dodge. And we have only just recently during the 9th anniversary gotten actual bosses that cancel dodge, and even if they are canceled dodge, their defense is still so high after they super that it's actually so strong. They are like the most fun, strongest like easy A's in the game. This guy putting up like some of the strongest numbers in the game, like in terms of offense, and then Vegito putting up some of the strongest defensive numbers in the game. Actually insane. These guys are like the most hype. People were so excited for these characters, and you want to know why? Because they were the 5th year anniversary units. You don't get that in Genshin. You don't get the hype in Genshin. Nah, you don't get it. You don't get the hype in Genshin. You just get, you know, 10 fates, right, guys? We get 10 fates, guys. And guess what? They also remix their OSTs. Like, I'm gonna have these 2 remixes of OSTs probably playing in the background of this video. That's actually what I'm gonna do. I gotta go download those later. But like, they actually remix their OSTs, and it's like actual like music that plays when they transform and when they do their active skills. It might be when they're active skills, but like legitimately amazing. These guys were you don't get that. I just saw what's next. Oh my god, I completely forgot. It just gets better. It just gets better. You can't have this in Genshin. You just don't. Like and then 8th anniversary. These are special skill orbs that were for all these anniversary units. All of them, except for like the second part, actually. They were mainly for the mainline Dokkan Fest anniversary units. It gives you like additional and critical like chances so higher than any of like the normal characters, right? It's actually like great. It is really nice. And well, I've spent 30 minutes. I started this and was like at the beginning like, okay, I'm gonna try and do this as fast as possible, and I could not do it. It still ended up being 30 minutes long. It still ended up being 30 minutes long. I don't know. I tried. And then I don't know if I've shown the stone count. I'm assuming I did, but 1,230, which is like 60 multis. No, not 60. It's like 24 multis. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. It's 24 multis. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything. Like, actually, what do you want me to say? Like, they legitimately, this is an anniversary, right? That's what I can say. This is an anniversary. We do not have an anniversary in Genshin. That's my takeaway from this. So I'd like everybody to realize that it's not necessarily just about the rewards. It's just about feeling excited for the game that we've played for 3 years at this point. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.